well spent. Spend your time with your boy Ty Asbury and the returning Carrie Winchel as we recap AEW Double or Nothing. Have your holiday with Off the Top Rope, Monday Night Live at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard.
The Ropes Media. Tyrod Asbury. Yeah. Tyrod Asbury. Yeah. Every chance you get to hear us, you clear us. It's the time on the radio. My opinion's my opinion.
Happy Memorial Day, everybody. Monday night. I'm your boy Ty Asbury. You know what's going down. This is a special episode of Off the Top Rope. We were coming flat out of AEW's Double or Nothing last night. And like I said, we all knew it was good, just like the barbecue ribs you're having right now. And I can't talk about food right now, but what a pay-per-view it was last night. And one person that can help me break this pay-per-view down. She's back. Carrie Winchel. Carrie, what is up? Yeah, woohoo! Got the double deuces. Carrie, how you doing? And you've been busy moving, watching wrestling. How have you been? I'm glad to have you back.
Oh, good. I'm glad to be back, Ty. Yeah, busy. Got a new job. Moved to a different state. But still keeping up with the wrestling. Big weekend. We had WWE Night of Champions Saturday, afternoon of Champions for us here in America. And then Double or Nothing last night. And you know what? That show was over before 11. Damn. So thank you, Tony Khan.
Tony Khan, dude. Thank you very much. And Carrie, I was about to say, because actually you're in Oklahoma City, correct?
Yes.
So yeah, where I'm at, it was over at 12 for me. So it was 8 to 12 for me. So it's like, I love Tony Khan, but I notice as you get older, I can't watch. I can't stay up late, but I've said it before, prayers to my wife. She's not here. And I watched it all by myself. I'm going to treat myself. I stayed up for 4 hours to watch it. And I made it. Carrie made it. You all made it. So, like I said, I'm going to start by saying, if anybody wants to talk about last night's pay-per-view, leave it in the comment section. We're going to get right to it. And first and foremost, Carrie, I want to ask you first and foremost, what a time is it to be a wrestling fan? Because you got WWE and AEW. I'm going to ask you I'm going to put you on the spot right now. What promotion do you think has the advantage, or they're both equally doing their thing?
You know, I really think right now I'm going to give WWE the edge. You know, I love AEW. I've been an AEW fan since 2019, the very first show I was watching. And I still love AEW, but that bloodline storyline that WWE is telling is amazing. They just made the right choice by giving Seth Rollins the new championship. Regardless of what you think of the championship existing period, Seth was the right choice. And I think that I'm a big Cody Rhodes fan. I'm glad Cody is in WWE. So I'm going to give WWE the edge, but I feel like AEW has to keep doing what they're doing. They have to keep making us want to see what's next. And it's going to be hard because they're not, like, the new has worn off. So I'm going to be watching. Yes.
Well, and that's a very good point you brought up, because they got Collision coming up end of June, which we all know taking place in Chicago, United Center. I don't know. So that's coming up. And then they have Forbidden Door. Then they got the big event in London, which that's in August. You know, it's all out. That's coming up. So I think they're doing that to keep us interested, because that's why we're here tonight to say, well, this happened on Double or Nothing last night. What's the story next? And that's why we're here. So I don't know, Carrie, how many matches was it last night? It was so many. I can't even count. So it was
at least 8. I think it was a lot. Yeah.
So we're going to jump right into this thing. And I made a special graphic so everybody, so I hope we can all see this. So this was on the pre-show, and Carrie definitely jumped into. We had the Hardys, Jeff and Matt Hardy with Hook, with Isaiah Cassidy. They defeated Ethan Page and the Guns, because Austin Gunn and Colton Gunn now by submission now, which means Ethan Page works for Matt Hardy. And Carrie, this, for me, this is a storyline. Like, do you feel it's you want to see what happens next, or kind of like just pull the plug on it, or this is one of those interested. Let's see what happens next.
Yeah, it's not doing that much for me. I was cooking, I was making quesadillas during this match, so I didn't have my full attention on it. And I will say, as much as I love AEW, I don't catch Rampage a lot. There's only so many hours in the week, and I feel like this storyline's been kind of heavy on Rampage.
Yeah.
But I'm not that invested in it. Like, I love Ethan Page.
Yeah.
I think he's the star. But this storyline with him and Matt, and I could take it or leave it. I don't think it needs to keep going.
There were some points in the match, and God bless him. I'm glad he's back doing his thing. But there were some points in that match. Jeff Hardy was scaring me a little bit. He fell off the rope at one point, and he was actually scaring me. So hopefully he's okay. And but Jeff Hardy did his thing, and they got the win, like you said, Carrie. It was a pre-show match to get everybody going. But when the pay-per-view started, boom, in Vegas, it was, of course, the one match. I loved it. Orange Cassidy, this guy's been a workhorse. He put his title on the line. He was in a freaking 20-man battle royal, of course. And Carrie, when you saw this match, like you had look at Big Bill. He was doing his thing. This match was all over the place. It was so much. I can't dissect it. So, Carrie, what do you think of this match? Like, we had Orange Cassidy, Swerve Strickland. In the end, you couldn't ask for a better way to end this match with Orange Cassidy, because he's just the man right now, I think.
Agree. I agree, Ty. I somehow missed when Orange Cassidy said, oh, 20 people want to face me. Oh, I'll just put my title up and I'll go in just like everyone else. Yes. I missed that. And so when I was asking my husband, I was like, why is this happening? Orange Cassidy's a champ. It's like, no, he put it up there and he won. This match was so good. Sometimes battle royals, like, you have your Royal Rumble and stuff, but they're not my favorite because it's like there's so much going on.
So much going on. Yeah.
But this one, you could tell time was put in it with the booking, with the storytelling. You had so many different spots. You had Jay White and Ricky Starks. There was so much going on, but when it came down to it, I think the final four, Big Bill looked great in this match.
He was
awesome.
He's a guy I think that can really be good on his own, not being a group. But I'm so glad he's turned himself around, because I'm gonna say this: he actually had a seizure at a convention, which I deal with. So that's why I'm a fan of his, because seizures are not to mess with, something I'm on medication for first and foremost. But he's just a beast. And now, Carrie, when we didn't do our pick show, but who was your pick going into this match, though?
You know, I didn't have a strong pick. Before I looked at the lineup, I was like, I want Miro to hold this title.
Yeah.
But then I realized he's not in there. Once it kind of got going, I thought Swerve would be good.
Yeah.
You know, I would see Rey Fenix or Penta in a heartbeat, because I love them as a tag team, but I love them separately as well. Yeah. Yes.
my pre-pick was actually Ricky Starks, but he keeps getting beat up. Like, he can't really get away from Jay White, so he can't like do his thing. But they have to put some gold on him. They have to figure something out with Ricky Starks. But he was my pre-pick. But now Orange Cassidy retains. We show what he's made of. Who do you like to see him move forward with? You know, as we move towards Dynamite, who do you think maybe his summer feud can be?
I think the answer has to be Swerve Strickland.
Yeah.
Because but I think that them could have some amazing matches. Every time I see Swerve in the ring, I forget how good he is. Just, he's so smooth and athletic, and he's great at what he does. That's what I would like to see from Orange Cassidy this summer.
Yeah, Orange Cassidy just does this thing, keeps on rolling, and like we all say, hey, because he don't care. Orange Cassidy, just keep on rolling on as, of course, he is still your champion, right? Retaining his, of course, international title. Now, next match, it was heated. It was brewing. Actually, we lost Carrie, so hopefully we can get her back. So if anybody wants to comment on tonight's show here on the Off the Top Rope AEW Double or Nothing recap show, I'm your boy Ty Asbury. Leave a comment wherever you want to talk about any message you liked. What do you like to see next? So hopefully we'll get Carrie back. It seemed like she was having some streaming issues here on the ropes. And biggest important thing of all, I hope everybody is having a great holiday. So hopefully I can get Carrie back and I can bring her on to let me get her back on the broadcast here. Let me see. I can hear you, Carrie. So hopefully we can get her back here on the broadcast. So let me see if I can get her back on the here on.
I'm back.
Okay, I can hear you. I just can't see you, but I can hear you though. So, yeah, I can hear you. Just can't see you. I mean, we could keep it a voice thing. I mean, until you get your video going, that's absolutely fine. Hold on. But she's trying to get on video, but we can definitely hear her. So that's a good thing. So
I'm back.
Okay, yeah, I got audio but not video, but I can hear you though. If that's okay. Yeah, let me see. We're trying to work out the kinks here on the show. Gary, can you hear me? Hopefully we can definitely get her back here on the broadcast. Streaming issues, we all know how it goes. Let me see if I can bring her. Carrie, can you hear me? She's trying to.
Said he can hear you.
Okay. Bye.
We're gonna see if we can get her back. She's trying to do the magic work on the computer, but we definitely want to talk about Adam Cole and Chris Jericho, and it was an unsanctioned match last night. These two with the whole thing with Britt Baker. This was building up for a few weeks now between these two guys, and hopefully we can get Carrie back to talk about it. And the one thing about wrestling is that we had Clash of Champions, of course, and Double or Nothing night after night. So it was a big time for pro wrestling, this weekend, as well as all the indie wrestling going on. So it's a huge time to be a wrestling fan. So I'm your boy Ty Asbury. So I'm here. So hopefully we can get her back. So I'm going to be talking about what happened last night on AEW, of course. Double or Nothing it took place at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. So like I said, you want to talk to me, leave a comment about last night's show. Like I said, I'm definitely open to talking about what you thought about each match from last night's big event from Vegas on Off the Top Rope. So of course I want to roll back to the graphic that I brought up before, is that me and Carrie talked about it. So maybe I can get her back on here. So let me see if we can get Carrie back. Okay. Carrie, you back?
Should I move? I don't know if I can, though. Okay.
I can hear you. I can see you. Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm back. I think I'm good. I'm so
Yeah,
sorry. I don't know if that was
that,
mine.
it's okay. Yeah, I was having trouble. You're in and out, so it's okay. Like I said, good old technology. I was telling everybody that we had some issues, so it's okay. It's no problem. I was telling everybody about the next match we was going to recap. It was Chris Jericho and Adam Cole, so we all know how that went out. So that was an unsanctioned match. So Adam Cole gets the win. Carrie, what'd you think about that match?
It was okay. Like it didn't. Those two are two of my favorites. Like I thought that match could have been on Dynamite or something. I don't know that it needed to be on the pay-per-view. It was a fine match, but I don't think it added anything to the show. I did love Britt coming out with the kendo stick, and actually did like that it set up the mixed tag match.
For
So
Wednesday,
those are the two things I liked. Everything else, I feel like this match could have just like been promoted really well and on Dynamite.
Exactly. And the one thing about Sabu taking that dive off the top rope scared me so, but he did it. God bless him. But it was a match where it could have been a regular match. I don't know if that unsanctioned match was needed, but I love them both, and they're still doing their thing. And this may be a few they may carry on a little bit too as well. So, but I like that they're starting to have like Britt was really whacking Jericho with the kendo stick. They're starting to have women fight the men in AEW, and that's what my wife was talking about too as well. So hopefully, because women can fight men, we see it on the indie scene. So hopefully AEW is starting to wake up and do that. But Adam Cole gets the win. I predicted that. Did you predict Adam Cole as well?
Yes.
Yeah. So that was a match that we all predicted as well. But we'll see what happens. Of course, this Wednesday on Dynamite. Now we're gonna roll on. Of course, we got two of my favorite guys. These guys are just awesome. FTR, Dax Harwood, Cash Wheeler. They defeated Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal, Karen Jarrett. So Jay Dutt was there. And this match was crazy. I mean, you had, of course, special guest referee Mark Briscoe. He got busted with a guitar. Aubrey took a shot in the head. Karen Jarrett, she took heat because Vegas was letting her know what they felt about her with the fingers and everything. So this match is all over the place. But, Carrie, I can't stress enough. Like FTR, you could tell they're the two type of guys. They just love wrestling. And overall, what'd you think of this match?
This is one that I was kind of not that pumped about necessarily, but I had a ball watching this. I thought, like, throw all the crazy. Thought it was just the right interference, and I enjoyed it a lot. There were a couple times I thought, oh, maybe FTR is going to lose, but I'm glad they didn't, because I also love FTR, but I enjoyed this match a lot just because of over-the-top wrestling, silliness, guitar bumps. I cannot believe Aubrey took a bump. I'm proud of her.
Yeah, she got a bump in the head, and and this match was it was one of those matches, like you said, it was a sleeper match, but FTR is good. Jeff Jarrett's a legend. Jay Lethal, he's a legend. So this match was best, one of the best, and I just love Karen Jarrett telling the fans like kiss her butt because they're like, F you, Karen. Like, and I like how the manager, he was actually Jim Ross is like, get out of here. Like Jim Ross is all in the match because like one thing people have to remind Tony Schiavone, Excalibur, Taz, you got to give them. They add so much to it too, like the way they do the commentating. So, but it was those matches where it was great. Now again, FTR, Carrie, who do you think their next top two guys will be? Because they're the best in the game.
Man, honestly, I don't know who's gonna go for it next. Yeah. I can't think of anyone who's serious. Maybe Juice Robinson and Jay White decide to go for tag gold, but they've got their thing with Ricky. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here. I'm not sure where they go next. It needs to be good.
I guess it needs to be good. And that's a good thing too, because it's like that's what makes it so interesting because we don't know who it's going to be. So that's going to be a question mark. But I think we'll find out a lot on Dynamite on Wednesday. So and like I said, FTR still the champions. Now this match, I think it could have been for me. It could have been another Dynamite match. I love Wardlow. Wardlow defeats Christian Cage ladder match for the TNT Championship at 17 minutes. And freaking Arn Anderson biting Lucho. He bit
Luchasaurus.
Bit his finger, which I don't understand what that was. But when Wardlow took that dive off the top rope and landed on his back, that was insane. Luchasaurus, this match was, as I predicted, he's got the belt back, so he's not going to lose. So, but what was your perception of this title match, Carrie?
Yeah, I agree with you. It's another could have been on Dynamite match. That seems to be a theme with AEW pay-per-views. But I enjoyed it. Like, I would love to see Wardlow and Luchasaurus in a singles program, and maybe that's where they're going next. But I love seeing Wardlow take that big dive. It was just, more craziness, more wrestling insanity. I liked it. Beating Christian at a ladder match is quite the something to brag about that Wardlow now has.
Yeah, Wardlow. I like Wardlow because to me, all like Luchasaurus, Wardlow, even Big Bill. All these guys today, I mean, I was always a huge fan of the Kevin Nashes and the Sid Justices, all those guys back then. But these big guys today, they can move so freaking fast and go up on the top rope and do it all. And my prediction one day, I would love to see Wardlow be a world champion. Maybe still a ways away. Maybe they don't want that to be the plan, but he could just go. I love to see him just powerbombing people and just go crazy. So, but Wardlow retains as I predicted because Christian is a legend, but he just can't. Wardlow's the guy you just don't want to mess with. So, but we're gonna roll on. We're rolling on with the AEW Double Nothing Pick Show on the roast tonight with Carrie Winchel making her return to the roast. Now, Tony Storm with Saraya and Ruby Soho, one of my favorites. The Outcast, they're always up to something. Defeated Jamie Hayter, which actually surprised me by pinfall for the AEW Women's Championship at 3 minutes because a lot was going on. We heard about the speculation of Jamie Hayter being hurt. Carrie, take it off. What did you expect out of this matchup? Because, Toni Storm, she can go. Jamie Hayter can go. But when you got a shoulder injury, that's not going to help.
No. I think that they did what they could with the situation. I know no one in the women's division or fans, I don't think, want another interim vacating the belt and maybe she's going to come back. I think that given the situation they were handed, this was the way to do it. Have Jamie go in there. She's hurt. She gets pinned. You protect her because she was injured even as she took the pin, and then let Toni Storm have a reign. Maybe Jamie gets it back when they go to London. That would be fantastic. Hopefully she's better by then. But I think they made the best out of the situation rather than call off the match and do the interim thing.
Yeah, they are outcasts because, I mean, they just cheat. I mean, you got Saraya taking off turnbuckle pads. I mean, Ruby, they were just that was just like the craziest thing. It was like you said, it was what they can do the best for us as fans. But like you said, I mean, I just really just enjoyed the whole thing. Sheeta coming out, busting somebody with a kendo stick. Like I said, Sheeta, I mean, I'm a big fan of hers too as well. And it's going to be an interesting thing because too, I mean, like we're going to see what Toni Storm does with her title now because like even though everybody's going to be coming for her now, I mean, we'll see what's going to be happening with, of course, Jamie Hayter and, of course, Jericho complaining at the end, Adam Cole's sick, Saraya, I'm sick of this, so now we get, of course, a mixed tag match. This one's like we said, we want to see the men and women fight each other. So Tony Khan, keep doing what you're doing, my man. Now we're going back to, of course, this match. I loved House of Black. they had an open challenge, and I like what Julia Hart are doing with her. She's coming out of her own. They said anybody wants to come out and challenge us, so we all got it. Yo, we got the Acclaim. They came out with Billy Gunn to take on House of Black, and this match, I love this match. I mean, because you get a 20 count, no rope breaks. Carrie, did you expect it to be Acclaim, and what'd you think of this match?
I honestly wasn't sure who was going to come out, so I was surprised by the Acclaimed, and we wouldn't be doing the show justice if we didn't mention Max Caster calling out Dominic in his rap. But I thought it was a good match. House of Black is great. They're becoming even more and more every time I see them cohesive as a trios team in the ring. And the way that they have came up with that open house match with the stipulation and the funky lights, it makes them feel special as champions. And it was a fun match. I liked it. The second that the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn came out, my husband said, Daddy Ass is going to take the pin. And he did.
He did. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was right, because Billy Gunn, I mean, the guy looks like Jim Ross said it. The guy, like, he never aged, but he made the mistake. He did the little, and then he, of course, like your husband said, he took the pin. But I didn't notice, like Julia Hart, she doesn't really interfere, but she has that spooky presence. Like, she just, like, it's like she looks at you, that rattles you. And I love her fingers. I had to look. I was like, oh man, what the heck is she doing with the fingers? But I love what they're doing, because you got the big guy, the really big guy in the group for the House of Black. They got the chant like, ooh, and he does like the little running thing on the turnbuckle. But the Acclaim, I would like to see them get the trios belt, but I really think with the Acclaim, they're so over. They don't need belts. I mean, I just think that they're still, scissoring people, but they're still doing their thing. And I was glad to see them on the pay-per-view. But they came up short. But everybody loves the Acclaim, so and that's that's the biggest thing about it. Now, of course, this is the big one. Jay Cargill, the big one with Smart Mark Sterling. Came up against Ty Valkyrie. They've been at it for a long time. With the finishers, and you can't use this. I'll use this. If you use this, you'll get fined. So now we all know Jay Cargill defeated Ty Valkyrie, but it was that point in the match where we thought Taya had her in her own move, and Jay rose her arm. So now Ty Valkyrie got the offense a little bit, but Jay gets the win over Ty Valkyrie. But as we all know, Mark Sterling, saying, we're tired of this, blah, blah, blah. Jade has no competition. We're going to take it a top notch up, and we'll have an open challenge tonight. I guess, who returns? Jay Cargill loses the title to Statlander. Made a return last night. Carrie, what'd you think of that?
I loved it. I saw some criticism like on Twitter saying, oh, it's overbooked or whatever. I thought it was great. I think speculation had been going around that Statlander was going to come back. And I honestly thought maybe Jade might lose tonight. So I enjoyed watching this match because I thought maybe they would give it to Taya, because I do think it was time to take the belt off of Jade, do something else with her. But I liked what they did. I liked that they didn't just have Statlander come back. They just gave her the belt. Yeah. They didn't have her start a feud and drag that on. It's like, okay, I take the challenge. 1, 2, 3. So I like it. I hope that injects some new life into the TBS championship.
Do you think that now that Chris Statlander has a TBS title, each one of their stories, do you think Taya will come after her, or you think that Taya's run may be kind of done and Statlander do her own thing? Like, how do you think that'll go for them to?
Yeah, I like Taya Valkyrie. I could see her going after Chris, saying, you took advantage of right after my match. So I think that could be a decent first feud for her. I think that AEW women's division really needs more than one strong storyline going on at a time. So I'd like to see a really great story built around that TBS title. And you could start with Taya and Chris and maybe get some old friends back in there, do some faction stuff. But I'd like to see a really strong story around that belt.
Yeah. Now, Jade, she's not going to be happy about it. You know, she has one. She has that one, like it's like a spaghetti noodle. She has that now, that one loss. Where do you think she goes? Do you think she turns face? Like, do you think she goes away for a while? She comes back? Like, what do you think this means for Jade Cargill?
I think that she is planning to take a break, and I think that is good. I totally think she could come back as a face. She's got a lot of charisma, and I think she could build up her skills in the ring, which have vastly improved since she started anyway, and really come back and be a face, go back after that title, or go after the world champion, whoever the women's world champion is when she comes back.
That's a possibility, because I thought I heard Mark Sterling say world title. I thought I heard him say that. So that's going to be interesting to see what happens with Jade Cargill when she returns. But Statlander is back. New, of course, AEW Women's TBS Champion as we roll on, of course. Now, you know, they had a last night, Vegas, you were just so freaking like spoiled last night. You had a double main event, the Fatal Four-Way, of course. That guy, MJF, of course. I got to say, I love MJF. MJF, of course, he, of course, defended his AEW title against Sammy Guevara, soon to be dad, by the way. Congratulations. Darby Allin and Jungle Boy for, of course, the Four Pillars. They went up against each other for the world title. And, you know, Carrie, this match had so much in it. You had all of them doing figure four legs locks to each other. Like, you had MJF trying to be MJF saying, Sammy, lay down for you. I'll give you money. You're going to be a father. You'll need it. This match had everything. Carrie, it's so much, like, just break down this match because so much was in it. It's too much to begin with. Just break it down for us.
It's so much. Of course, Sammy, congrats to him and Ty. When they started with the cue cards a couple before, I was like, they're pregnant. Yeah, that was great. You know, they all came out. This match was expertly booked. The four of them had to have spent so much time laying this out. You had them each doing their mentors' finishing moves on each other. Tons of, like you said, figure four leg locks, reversals, roll-ups, near falls, the storytelling. And then the end, we got to the end, and somehow the AEW championship, the Triple B, ended up in Jungle Boy's hands, and he had to decide whether or not
he dropped it.
He was going to use it.
No.
And he decided
not to. Yeah, he's like, and MJF, I like what he did. When he won, he put the belt, it was on somebody's back, and Darby Allin dove on it, and then he pinned Darby Allin with the same move, with the roll up with the leg, and then he got the win. But this match, like you said, Carrie, they did a hell of a job laying out this match, and it was a reason why it was part of the double main event. And now, of course, you know, I love Excalibur, and Tony Schiavone hates MJF. They were like, now we got to still watch this guy, this piece of human waste, as a champion. And Tony Schiavone said about MJF, I can't stand him, but he earned it, and he did. Now, moving forward, who would you like to see be MJF's like summer feud, Carrie, for the world title?
That's a good question. I think they could do a lot with it. I would like to see Adam Cole.
I was thinking the same thing. Yeah.
Up against MJF soon. I don't know if that's what we've got right now. Maybe that's building like later in the year, because it seems like they still have some business between Cole and Jericho. I do think that maybe there's something still to the Four Pillars, whether it's Jungle Boy turning heel, aligning himself with MJF. Maybe there's another singles match with Sammy coming MJF's way. I hope, though, sounds like you agree with me, Ty, that eventually we're leading up to Adam Cole versus MJF.
Yeah, that's it's like a slow process. It's like that rope you're pulling slow, and he does it all the time. I love when MJF he seems to fake an injury. You always hear him like, "Oh shit!" Like he always does like that.
Mm-hmm.
But he's just when I watch him on the microphone, he plays the fans into what he's doing. He's just so he's just so good. He's like only 27 years old, and there's some wrestlers probably older than him that could take notes, but he just takes his craft like so seriously in what he does. And Darby Allin, I just love all the entrances that they did last night. Very well, like it's like one of the matches we can go back and watch it this week over and over again. So, but MJF
Oh, yeah.
MJF the Triple B retains his AEW, of course, World Heavyweight title now. Last match of the night. I knew there were reason why they did this match last because they knew they were probably going to tear this arena apart. Blackpool Combat Club, Bryan Danielson, John Moxley, Claudio, and we had Wheeler Yuta. They went up against the Elite, Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson, and Hangman Adam Page, Anarchy in the arena match. Vegas, they survived all these guys beating the crap out of each other and tearing the arena up. Carrie, I got to say, what'd you think of this match? Because you had blood, you had people getting slammed in pickup trucks and everything. So what'd you think of this match?
I loved it. It lived up to its name and the legacy of first Stadium Stampede, then Anarchy in the Arena. First of all, as we've discussed, a fan of AEW from the beginning. It made me so happy to see Hangman Adam Page come out with the Elite. And like walk down to the ring with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks. That made me very happy. I thought this match was everything it promised.
It was everywhere.
It was everywhere. Keeping the music playing, I don't know if that was like an accident last year and it became like a meme and they kept it going, but that cracked me up. They played Wild Thing for like 10 minutes. You mentioned the pile driver in the truck. There was one of the Young Bucks' shoes exploded more than the barbed wire exploding death match exploded. It was nuts and violent and everything you expected. I honestly wasn't. When I made my prediction, I predicted Blackpool because they need to continue to look really strong. Yeah. But I wasn't confident in that. I thought the Elite could have easily won. So I'm happy with the outcome, and it was just as insane as I thought it would be.
And I know at one point, I love to hear Tony Schiavone yell when it started. He's like, "Oh God, they're near the broadcast table!" Like, yeah, and they busted the table up. I think somebody was using the part of the table to hit each other.
Yeah.
And they put, I don't know if it was Matt Jackson, one of the Young Bucks, his foot got put on the tacks. They put the tacks in his mouth, and then I don't know if you remember, they took Bryan Danielson, and you know how in the arena they had the railings when you walk up, they were sliding him down the railings, and then it was just crazy. I remember
that happened early
when they were playing Wild Thing. I'm like, where's the music go? And I heard Tony Schiavone go, "Oh," and that's they super kicked him like so. But it was one of those matches where it was very well done, and yeah, like you said, Carrie, it was just insane. And I was actually predicting myself that Combat Club would win this matchup and beat the Elite last night because like we all predicted it's gonna be bloody and crazy and everything. So, but yeah, it was definitely one to remember to end out, of course, 2023's AEW Double or Nothing from last night in Vegas, and starting to get some streaming issues with Carrie, and hopefully we'll get her back. So we'll be wrapping up off the top route Monday night in a little bit. And I want to say I hope everybody's having a great Memorial Day holiday, getting your hot diggity dogs, your hamburgers, and most importantly, you're being safe and you with your family and your friends. So hopefully we can get Carrie back for this episode of tonight's show. And like I said, of course, we got AEW this Wednesday night. We got AEW debuting their new show Collision coming up next month. It'd be in Chi-Town, Chicago United Center. So hopefully we can get Carrie back on the program. So let me see if I can add her to the back to the stream here. So, but yeah, let's see. Okay.
I'm back. I think.
Hey,
That's
okay. You sound like I said, no problem. Like I said, it's all good. I was just telling everybody, the broadcast is that was the perfect way to end out the show last night. And then, of course, the one thing though, my wife said, she texted me, she said, we always do a pick. How far in the match is John Moxley going to bleed? He wasn't the first one though. Remember the referee got busted first. So yes.
Yeah, we set a timer to see and shocked. I think it was 5 minutes. So
yeah. And then a little thing they did was good. When John Moxley was digging that fork in the Kenny Omega's head, that was the same fork I think Don Callis was using. So
okay.
Yeah. So but overall it was a good way to end out the match. And I'm gonna say this. Moving forward, I don't think this feud's over with. I think because I don't know when it happens with Dynamite, I can see them doing a blood and guts like with this too. The two rings in the cage. So I don't know if you think that's where they're heading. What do you think, Carrie, between the Elite and the Blackpool?
I could totally see that. The twist at the end with Takeshita coming out and revealing I honestly forgot he was involved in that feud a little bit. And there's rumors that I don't watch New Japan, but that one of Kenny Omega's old friends from New Japan might come and even up the numbers on those sides.
And we're gonna blood and guts or something.
Yeah, a blood and guts match at Forbidden Door. I could totally see that's where we're heading.
Yeah, and we'll set our timers for Moxley when he bleeds. So, but and like I said, who actually was the spotlight of that match? I was like, Wheeler Yuta. He was breaking up pins, and he got because they've been on him. Because Brian Daniels always says, "I love him, but he can be an idiot." He always says like. So, but I guess overall. We recapped last night's Double or Nothing 2023. It's in the history books. And I know they're going to Vegas next year, but they always, really give Vegas a treat when they come to Vegas. So now, Carrie, I got a special question for you, and I made this just for you. Now, the question would be for you. Now, who does Carrie want? Who would you want for your main event for Double or Nothing next year in 2024 for next year?
Oh, my goodness. Because I think it could potentially take them that long to get there. If MJF is still champ, MJF versus Adam Cole would be great.
Yeah.
I have a feeling though that it's probably going to go with tradition and be some insane Anarchy in the Arena big group match.
Group match. Yeah.
I don't know if that seems to be an Elite thing. I don't know if you get the Elite with like a newly formed Bullet Club and you get Adam Cole in there and mix it up that way. I think that the main event of next year's Double or Nothing is going to be another just insane, wild, wacky wrestling situation with a bunch of people and a bunch of blood.
Yeah. And I would like to see MJF or Adam Cole, as well, because I can only think of two guys who are top right now in the business are them two. So I really can't think of anybody else who would, can replace them right now. So, but as we round out this broadcast off the top rope, now as we look forward to Forbidden Door, which is next month already, what is your possibility of seeing? Because she's in Japan. We remember her from WWE, Sasha Banks, now Mercedes, maybe facing somebody, maybe a Brit. What do you think the possibility of her being at Forbidden Door?
I think it's pretty high. I know she injured her ankle recently, so I don't know how that's looking, but I think that as long as she's healthy, that's our priority. I think it's a strong possibility. does she go after one of the women's champions, or do we have a different feud brewing? That's the question. I'm not really sure where she'd go, who she'd face.
Yeah. Well, that's the fun thing about being a wrestling fan. Feuds build. We got the summer coming up. AEW, you never know what they're going to do. Like I said, it is going to be a summer to definitely look forward to. Like I said, I'm glad everybody watched this episode of Off the Top Rope because it's Memorial Day, barbecuing, having fun, eating food, wrestling. And you can't beat that. Most importantly, she made her return to the ropes as always. And this is her home, Carrie Winchel. Carrie, hey, thank you for helping me recap that crazy show last night.
Of course. Thank you for having me, Ty. It was a great time and had a great time watching it. Looking forward to Dynamite on Wednesday.
Dynamite on Wednesday, but I guess our next broadcast will be, we got to either do a recap. We got Forbidden Door next up. So that's our next up broadcast we got to do.
Yep.
So
love it.
Hey, I'm your boy, Ty Asbury. Carrie, I want to say first and foremost, congratulations on your job. Keep doing what you're doing. And hey, keep watching wrestling. Hey, you and your husband, you guys be healthy, be safe, and God bless you guys.
Same to you. Thank you.
This is your boy, Ty Asbury. Have a happy holiday. As I always say, love wrestling, love yourselves, and love God. We're out of here. Have a great night.